Now, our society assumes that when it comes to the social sector, good intentions are good enough. The charitable world does not have an equivalent to the Hippocratic Oath of medicine. Above all else, do no harm. And yet there is evidence that some international and domestic programs do just that. I am so grateful for our next guest. She marries her passion for young people with intelligent analysis and rock-solid competence. We need strong, clear-headed professionals in our helping sector. Our next guest is changing lives and receiving much-deserved admiration for her capable leadership of the Boys and Girls Clubs. Please welcome Carolyn Tuckwell.
I always like an opportunity to speak about my work. I always like more than 7 minutes. So I'll do my best. I raise money for a living. That's one of the most important things that I do. And I know that that probably just sent chills down many of your spines because I know that's a scary thought to a lot of people. And what I can tell you is that it's not scary when you believe, as deeply as I do, in what you're raising money for. And I can tell you another secret. People want to give. People want to live in a world where everything is good, where the environment is good, where we have arts and culture, where kids are taken care of, and where seniors are well, where diseases have cures. And we live in a society that's been built on the basis of partnership, bringing together government, corporations, and people who want to give. And so, in my work, I find it easy because people care about kids and people want them to be well. CRA tells us that 22% of people claim a charitable tax credit. Anybody surprised by that? I am. 84% of Canadians claim they make a financial contribution to charities. Now, I'm not saying that people are lying, because I don't believe people lie, or not on purpose, and then it's not a lie. I believe that people buy Girl Guide cookies and a poppy and a daffodil and make contributions like buying raffle tickets, and those count. Don't get me wrong, those count. But when 22% of the population are claiming a charitable tax credit, for sure there's people out there that maybe, don't have that shoebox quite as organized as they'd like around tax time. But I think the rest is a call to action. It tells us there's more we can do. And it's not about shaming people. That doesn't work, or at least not most of the time. People give when they're inspired to give. And what holds them back is judgments. Sometimes it's stories they've heard, that charities waste money, or that overhead is too high. One of the saddest times for me was when someone said to me, "Why would you even bother with those kids? Their parents are clearly losers. There's no point." Now, the upside is he said it to me out loud. And I didn't punch him. Because I try very hard. I figure I get one shot to punch somebody, and then it's all over. So instead, I got to tell him a story about an amazing young man that works for us now, that grew up surrounded by gang violence in a violent home where he was in and out of foster care, who is now the most remarkable young man because a mentor changed his life, believed in him, helped him to understand he should believe in himself. We have to disrupt those judgments we hold in order to have the kind of impact we want. So this, I think, is maybe the world we live in. It's a pretty great world, captured by one of our lovely Boys and Girls Club kids. We live in an imperfect world in a world where there's homelessness, where the environment isn't the way we'd like it to be, where there isn't enough arts and culture, where diseases are still having too much impact in our lives. And I think if we can inspire each other, inspire the other 82%? I didn't do that math in advance. Whatever it is, 88%, 78%, somewhere in there, there's a lot of people that need to be inspired to potentially do more, to unlock their ability to contribute too in a meaningful way that's bigger. And then what happens? That's what the world starts to look like. Now, I work for Boys and Girls Club, where we believe and know that every kid is amazing. And I get up every day knowing I get to contribute by working with people who are generous to make their lives better and give them great things. And we get to set goals to do more and open new clubs and bring homes to homeless youth. That's how I get to spend my days. And you might think that that's the only way that I support community. But I thought if any of you are here wondering, well, I still don't know how to get started, I have some examples. This is George. George is my boy. He's been with me about 2 years. He was grabbed out of a high-kill shelter in Texas and traumatized from his life. He has a tattoo on his belly that isn't a number, but was put there by somebody who thought it was fun. Imagine his experience with humans. He's terrified, but he's getting better. This is Doug. He lived across the street from one of our Boys and Girls Clubs, and he became the guardian of that club. When he fell ill last fall, our kids made art for him, including that puppet, and papered the walls of his hospital room. And when he passed on, he had chosen 3 of those pictures to take with him for his next journey, because he belonged at that club as much as our kids do. And this is a drawing that my niece made on Saturday for my dad, because we lost my mom last Friday to cancer. And yeah, it's sad. And my amazing niece, after we cried, made us so happy with this. And what's important to remember is that it's not just a sad story about my mom losing a battle. We had an extra year with her because of philanthropy, because people care to cure cancer. What if we got all of those other people to find those things that they care deeply about? What if everybody was part of that group that were contributing? So that's my story. If you stand next to me long enough, I will ask you to help us at Boys and Girls Club. And if you need help choosing, I'd be happy to help you with that too. Thank you so much for your attention.